everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm here with the World Championships team, as well as Marta Karolyi, our national team coordinator. And just a few things first. The World Championships are in Tokyo, Japan, October 7th through 16th. And this is the first of two opportunities for the U.S. to qualify for the Olympic Games in London. Let me introduce all of the team members to you. We have Jordyn Wieber, Alicia Sacramone, McKayla Maroney, Raisman, Gabby Douglas, Anna Lee, Sabrina Vega, and non-traveling alternate Shawn, as well as Marta Karolyi. So we're first going to start off with Marta. Marta, can you give us a summary of the team and how it was selected yesterday and just the general strengths of the team?
Yes, we just finished the final selection for the world team last night, and we are very happy with the outcome. It's not an easy process. It's almost like putting a puzzle together and make sure everything fits perfect. The strategy is always to have three extremely strong routines on each event because the team finals results will come out from this competition where three gymnasts needs to go up and at no margin for error. The team is mostly a very young team. We have a few veterans in a composition, and certainly one of them is Alicia Sacramone, who has several sports and Olympic Games also under her belt, and she was very successful and earned medals on this competition. And then we have another older gymnast in a composition. It's Anna Lee, who doesn't really have international experience but finished college, and she is an excellent bar worker for USA. And besides that, most of the team members are very young ones. Raisman, she was part of the last year's world team, so she has a little bit of experience. And then we have Jordyn Wieber, first-year senior, McKayla Maroney, first-year senior. We have Gabby Douglas, same. So all of these girls had some international meets, but of the smaller, not as big as World Championship or Olympic Games. And then we have Shawn, who is number 8 right now, and she's ready to pop in anytime if the team needs her help. I think the team has his strengths, and we are absolutely ready to go out there and fight for a place on the podium.
Thank you, Marta. And now we'll open it up for questions for any of the girls or Marta.
Our first question comes from Diane Puckin, Los Angeles Times.
Hi, I have one for Shawn and one for McKayla. First, Shawn, is this a disappointment at all, or does it make you more ready to get ready for London?
This isn't a disappointment at all. I mean, I feel like I've made a lot of progress in the past year, and happy with where I am, and you know, I'm here for the team right now, and I wasn't the best pick for the team, but I'm willing to help out as best as I can if I'm needed.
What have you learned about how far you have to go, where you are right now, and how far you have to go in your comeback after nationals and in this couple weeks leading up to selection?
I think, you know, there's always room for improvement. I still have a long way to go. I need to go home and work hard and get to where I need to be, but it's just about, you know, putting in the hours and working each day to get to the end.
And McKayla, could you imagine a year ago being on a call like this, being ready to go to the World Championships as a senior?
Really like surreal to be here. I was just thinking about that, and I'm just very happy and honored to be able to compete for USA.
What was the feeling like when you got chosen last night?
I was just really, like, so stoked and just so happy.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Nancy Armour, Associated Press.
Hi, I've got actually 3 questions, one for Marta, one for Shawn, and one for Alicia. Marta, the first question is, how much did the uneven bars play, how much did that factor into who you chose, and how much did the injuries to Mackenzie and Rebecca kind of throw things, make you do some things that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise? And then, Shawn, do you know yet, what you'll be doing at Pan Am's, and do you expect to do all 4 routines there? I mean, is 4 ready? And then, Alicia, just can you talk about what kind of leadership you'll be providing, since this is such a young team and you've been to many Worlds before?
Well, Nancy, yes, certainly uneven bars for our country is one event where we're not quite as strong as we are on vault or on balance beam or even 4 exercise. But we did put all the effort in this last period of time, and our team improved as start value and also as technical execution. Obviously, Rebecca's injury hurt the team, but we have enough depth, and we stepped up and pushed in other girls who have the potential, and the inclusion of Anali is partially it's based on the fact that we need to strengthen our team on this particular event, and she has very impressive 6'6" or even potentially 6'7" start values, which are already competitive at world level. Jordyn at this point has a good start value and good execution. Also, we had a few other girls, Gabby Douglas, start value up to 6'3", and good technical work. Vega has a routine which is very consistent. So the final decisions are not made who will be in the 3-of-3 counts. Certainly, we have training over there. We always have to see how everybody gets used with the equipment and the special atmosphere, what is in there, and the real final lineup will be done after the podium training, which is usually about 2 days before the competition.
So you won't name your alternate until after podium training?
Right,
okay.
Exactly.
Thanks. And then Shawn and Alicia?
I'm really excited to be working with this team. They're relatively young and new to the international scene, and I think my role as a leader is just kind of guide them through World Championships and help them get through their first really big competition without any glitches or fears or anything like that. So that's my biggest role aside from competing my events.
Okay, thanks.
I'm competing vault, beam, and bars as of right now. And the goal is just to go home and kind of perfect those and get them as consistent as possible. Once the start floor, we're not quite sure if I'll be competing it yet, but if it's ready, then by all means, I'll try to do it.
Okay.
Marta, can you talk about Jordyn a little bit and what your goals and expectations are for her at Worlds? What are the possibilities?
Okay, well, Jordyn is definitely an extremely strong gymnast. She showed her potential since early ages as a junior, and on her first senior year already very significant results of winning the American Cup, which is a World Cup event. So we have great expectations from her, and she is ready for it, and she's very ambitious. She's well prepared. We do not talk about exact placements, never before competition comes up, but she's definitely is ready to go out and fight for a place on the podium at individual level.
Sure. And Jordyn, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Jordyn, can you just talk about, how you felt to officially be named last night, and then also the fact when John was named as head coach, what that meant.
I was really excited and honored to be named to the team. I'm ready to just go out there and represent USA the best way I can and contribute to the team.
And to have John named as the official head coach, that was awesome, and I'm excited for the journey.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Marlene Garcia, USA Today.
Hi, everyone. This question is for Jordyn. I have two questions. Jordyn, Marta just said that, you're ready to fight for a place on the podium. What do you think of that comment and your readiness?
Basically, I just want to go in and compete the way that I've been training, and I'm just trying to be very consistent and aggressive up there so that I can play. And I'm just going to do the best routines I can, and whatever the outcome is, that would be great. Well, my first and foremost goal is to do what I can for the U.S. team, and then after that I'll worry about individual placing and just doing the best that I can out there.
And what have you worked on since Visas, to fine-tune some of your routines?
I'm definitely working on all the details of my routines, trying to perfect everything, and trying to work on the execution score a little bit more.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Dwight Norma, International Gymnast Magazine.
This is a question for Marta. What ultimately kept off the veterans, Bridget, Sloan, Chelsea, Memel, and Shawn?
Okay. All right. Well, all of these girls put in a very nice effort, and they did nice improvements in the last period of time. And in order, as you asked, Bridget Sloan is not quite ready. As you know, she did not participate in a U.S. championship, so she did great improvement, but I don't think she reached her full potential yet, and I think the extra month until the Pan Am Games will allow her to reach her potential, and I think she's definitely a candidate to win that competition. And then Chelsea Memel, unfortunately, the championships had to stop on the middle of her bar routine because she had some shoulder problems, and those problems prevented her to prepare at the potential where she would be able. So really her not being selected is more because she had to deal with this injury what she experienced at the championships. And then Shawn did a very nice effort, and it's the same thing. It looked like a hairline. She wasn't in a maximum shape just because she, in her preparation, she had to deal with that knee injury, and she couldn't train like 100% in all these months leading up. Her attitude is excellent. Her enthusiasm is great. And I really, if anything happens and she has to enter another team, I think she would be a good asset. And if that's not happening, I'm sure for the next year she will be a fantastic component for the Olympic team.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Jim Capel, ESPN.com.
The question is for Marta. What are the challenges of working with taking a team over there with as little world experience or international experience?
I always like the challenges, and I think it's very nice to have a young and enthusiastic team. And we certainly try to create conditions to expose them to pressure situations so they get used with the atmosphere, whatever will be there at the championship. And I have a good feel about and a good trust on this young team. It's a pleasure to work with them.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Diane Puckin, Los Angeles Times.
Marta, can you talk a little bit about McKayla's progress in the last year or so and what you like about her gymnastics and what you hope to see from her in Tokyo?
Yeah, McKayla really, it's skyrocketed up from almost nowhere. You know, she had a very good work a year ago, and pretty much that was it. And right now she is You have the very good vault, which is, I think, probably the best 2.5 what anybody does in the whole world. And then, but she upgraded her routines on the other events. Her whole routine is very nice. The tumbling is technically done extremely correctly, and she really has that artistical look what FIG is really demanding lately. And I think she has a good chance to make a very good impression, and I think she will be one of those who will please the judges.
And McKayla, how did you learn to vault so well? What do you like doing? What do you like about the vault?
Ever since I was little, I've always been that's been my best event. But I think vault is the event that kind of comes naturally, and you're kind of born with it. And I've never really had any problems with it, and it's just more of a fun event for me to do.
Thanks.
Hi, this question is for Shawn. Shawn, how does your knee feel right now? I'm sure you've pushed it a little bit, to try to make the world team. So, has it flared up on you at all? What's the status?
Actually, my knee is doing really good. I've been trying to put in more and more numbers each week, each month, and it's holding up. It's being able to last longer and longer. I'm starting to tumble more, do floor, and put in harder skills. So, knock on wood, but it's been really good.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Ann Phillips, Gymnastics.
Hi, I have a question for both Shawn and Alicia. We'll start with you, Shawn. So, you're obviously a very well-known celebrity status in the mainstream world, not just the gym world, and I'm sure it's maybe shocking for some people who last saw 2008 to see you didn't make the world team. And so how do you deal with that pressure, and how do you deal with those expectations?
Honestly, you can't let that stuff affect you. I didn't come back to gymnastics for any other reason than I missed it, and I loved it, and I wanted to do it for myself. I wasn't doing it for anybody else. And I've made a lot of progress in the past year. I still have a long way to go, but as of right now, not making that world team isn't what is best for Team USA. So, I'm here for them. I want them to do as best as possible. So, hopefully I'll be a part of that team next year.
Cool. And then, Alicia, you had talked about upgrading both of your vaults. How is that looking? And then, what do you feel is your biggest challenge in defending your title this year?
I definitely have been working on upgrades, and right now we are going to be vaulting with my consistent vault for team, because that's what's first and foremost, and then we'll see what happens with vault finals. And I think just consistency and execution will come into play on defending my vault title.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Scott Pregman, U.S. Gymnastics.
Hi, my question's for Anna. Anna, can you kind of talk about your decision to return to elite gymnastics after you finished at UCLA, and kind of walk us through the process that took you from there and onto your first world team?
After college, I took a few months off, and I thought I was done with gymnastics, but I realized that I still loved the sport a lot, and I didn't fulfill all my accomplishments that I wanted in elite before UCLA. And so I decided to get back in the gym and just try to get back in shape and do the best I could. And I wanted to leave the sport with no regrets and just training every day, working hard, and this is where it brought me today.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Jim Cable, ESPN.com.
This is for Alicia. Alicia, more specifically on leading, being the experienced in international competition, what can you do to help the others who haven't been there before, don't have as much experience?
There's a lot of factors that play into a competition that I guess the media doesn't really see behind the scenes, and training and travel and, getting used to the time change. And I think just having this be my 5th World Championships, I kind of know how everything goes now. So I can, help the coaches and Marta out by, taking some of that pressure off them, and I can deal with the girls behind the scenes and kind of keep them together and calm and performing at their best.
And specifically, what sort of things can you do with that?
Well, a well-known thing is that the 3rd day of training is always pretty rough, and that you have to constantly push through that no matter how tired or fatigued you are. And I know that I've been through many of my third day training, so I can just help practice go more smoothly, because I don't know, these girls are like my little sisters, and I feel like I know how to talk to them and calm them down when they're getting a little riled up or nervous. So I think that's how I can help them.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Bliss Lawrence, Examiner.com.
Hi, my question is for Gabby Douglas. Gabby, it's no secret that maybe you didn't have the national championship of your dreams, but after that, how did you pick yourself up and get your confidence back up to go into the selection camps and really have a great competition there?
I was doing a lot of numbers and training in the gym, trying to boost up my self-confidence and my consistency and my skills and my execution-wise. And, I went into camp, focused, and, I'm going to hit this routine at the right moment and when it counts.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Nancy Armour, Associated Press.
This is for Anna. Anna, I know you've obviously not been to a World Championships before, but how do you think your NCAA experience is going to help you on this stage, and just the fact that you are, an older gymnast, that you've been to a lot of other competitions, maybe not international ones?
I think the NCAA experience helps a lot with competitions. We were competing every single weekend, so every season there were about 20 competitions, and I did all 4 events, and so just that experience as well. And also my junior year, I could only help out on one event as well, which was bars, and so I also have the experience of just being there for one event. So I think college was really important for me, and all my experience before college gymnastics was really helpful to be who I am now, and I feel really confident.
Thank you. It looks like our last question comes from Diane Puckin, Los Angeles Times.
This is for Anna also. Anna, I know all eyes were on you at Nationals 4 bars because the thought was if you made the team it would be in that, and you didn't have the greatest Nationals. Did you think you had much of a chance to be here after that competition?
Well, I was invited to the selection camp right after visas, and although I didn't hit the best routines I wanted, I went home and trained to make my skills more consistent, and I knew certain skills that I need to work on some more. So I went home and trained a lot of routines and numbers, and I have that confidence underneath me. And so coming into this camp, I felt more prepared, and being selected onto this team, I'm just really excited to help represent Team USA.
Okay, looks like we have 2 more questions. Our next question comes from Emily Gillis, Inside Gymnastics Magazine.
Hi, this question is for Allie. Allie, can you just tell us a little bit about your performance at camp and how everything's been going for you in the gym?
At camp, I feel really confident. I've been training really hard, and the competition went well on both days. So I'm just going to keep the same attitude over in Japan, and hopefully everything will go as planned, and I'm very excited and honored to be on the team.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Scott Pregman, U.S. Gymnastics.
Hi. This question's for Sabrina. Sabrina, can you just talk about the team chemistry a little bit and what it means to be on a team with such a mix of newcomers and veterans?
Being on this team is just amazing. Being selected to be on the world team with all these new girls is just great because we all have this tight bond together, and representing USA is always amazing, and I'm really honored.
Thank you.